We live in such an on-the-go, fast-paced lifestyle, but sometimes that convenience comes at a cost, an environmental cost. So in today's video, I wanted to share with you some tips and hacks on how to maintain that sense of convenience while also maintaining your eco-friendly values. So today I wanted to share with you some tips and hacks that have just really helped me. I live a very chaotic lifestyle. No day of mine ever looks the same, so I have to have structures or frameworks in place to help me kind of go through the day and eat or maintain some level of sanity. So this is just some of the things that have really helped me along the way. So hopefully they help you too. I don't know about you, but I love having a warm drink in the morning. And there's something about just the consistency of doing it every single day. But on the busiest of days, it can be incredibly tempting to want to stop through a drive-thru or get your drink there. But making your own at home might be the big thing that you can do to make a difference. So here is what I do. I'm a big believer that your morning routine starts in the evening. So every night I like to set out my tea strainers already full. So I use loose leaf tea. I use it from a company called Numi organic tea. They sell a line on their website called Aspire where they sell loose leaf teas, and they're amazing. My favorite flavor is the Cape Town chai. And I'm actually an ambassador of Numi Tea. They're an ongoing sponsor of The Girl Gone Green, both on Instagram and on here. And they are indeed sponsoring today's video. So I will link down below the tea that I'm drinking and a couple other options that I'm a big fan of. So if you're interested in it, you can check it out down below. So what I do is I will actually just leave the tea strainers full and I'll put them back in the container. And that way in the morning, I know I can just grab the tea strainer, put it in my mug, and then pour some hot water and I'm good. You can even have a thermos and then you're out the door and it's quick and easy and you don't have to worry about anything. You can do the same thing with coffee. If you're a coffee drinker, instead of tea, you can have your coffee already ground up the night before and then voila! It's quick, it's easy, it's that extra step that can help you maintain your convenient lifestyle without going through the wastefulness of ending up with to-go cups, because fun fact, most to-go cups are not recyclable or compostable. So make your own, save the money and the environment. I'm back in the kitchen, and you know that I'm a big fan of the freezer. And specifically, it's because I believe that having a well-stocked freezer is kind of like the key to success. So one of the things that I have really enjoyed doing is having freezer meals. And I know people talk about this all the time, but it's seriously revolutionary and can help you really quickly get out the door. So what I like to do is I freeze my legumes, beans, lentils, etc. Because I live alone and I'm just one person, I actually measure it out in single servings. So one mason jar is enough food for one person, example, and I will actually have the rice on top. So there's beans and then there is a layer of rice. And so it's really nice. You can let this thaw overnight. You can let it thaw in your purse on the way to work, whatever. And then you can just heat this up. In fact, when you remove the lid from the mason jar, you can put this in the microwave. I don't own a microwave, but it's a great convenient thing. And I used to do this all the time when I worked in a traditional office. So really great things to have in your freezer. It's easy, it's convenient. It'll help you get out the door faster. And you can just prep this at the beginning of the week. Like you can spend one day a month making a bunch of different legumes and then just putting them in different jars. And what I actually like to do is I will save my salsa jars. So I will save all kind of like almond butter jars and salsa jars, and I'll use them for this purpose, to freeze. Now you might be asking, how do you freeze in glass? Don't worry, it's easy. Make sure there's enough space between the liquid and the top. You want to leave room because liquids expand when they're frozen. So you want to just make sure to leave the room and make sure you're not taking this from an extreme temperature to the other extreme. So don't run this under hot water. Let it thaw and defrost naturally. So this next one is something that I never would have expected to use, but I was actually gifted these by a friend and they have been really convenient. So they are jar jackets. So they're literally jackets for your jars. And that seems like the most unminimalistic thing I could buy. But again, they were a gift and I really like them. And they're actually pretty brilliant because they're silicone jackets, I guess, that go on your mason jars so that you won't break them, so that if it's hot, you can hold it, just little things like that. And so what I really like about these is I carry jars with me everywhere. And so it's really convenient to know that it's not going to break in my bag, most likely. I mean, it still could break, but it's a little bit extra protected. And I also can get hot drinks in this and have it kind of protect my hands. So again, something so simple, yet during the day, it kind of like takes away a little bit of stress and pressure and just allows me to have a quick on-the-go snack and not worry about it breaking along the way. Here's a little hack that you might not know. Did you know that you can freeze individual sizes of things like hummus? It's so convenient. You freeze it. I have these little containers. This is 1/4 cup of hummus. And I will actually let these thaw in my bag, in my backpack, in my purse. And then by the time I'm ready to eat them, it's hummus. And so it's a great way to have on-the-go snacks in your freezer, and then you just take them and go. So like I said, you can have little containers, you can add individual serving sizes. A serving size is 1/4 cup, and you can have them in these jars in your freezer, and then you got yourself a snack. This has been like life-changing for me. I wish I would have known this before. Honestly, I never used to use my freezer until you guys taught me to use my freezer, and now I'm like obsessed with the freezer and putting things in my freezer. I've mentioned it in a previous video, but I will mention it again because I think it's great. And it's having pre-chopped veggies in your fridge. In fact, I wanted to share with you a little hack. So all of my carrots were like limp and sad looking. And I went ahead and peeled them and chopped them, and I put them in cold water, and they are incredibly crisp again. So not only do they last longer this way, but it's also easy to just have a snack and on the go. You can grab a couple of these, you can grab your hummus, and you can be out the door. So convenient and so eco-friendly, especially if you find some delicious carrots at your farmer's market, and save those carrot tops for some carrot top pesto. Here are two things that have been so helpful that I never would have imagined. I got this secondhand. It is Christmas themed, but it is an ice tray. Simple, right? Everyone has those. Most people have them. I didn't, but now I do. But this has been so helpful because you can measure out kind of like individual sizes of things, especially like lemon juice. Or what I use this for is actually vegetable broth. I will measure out single servings of vegetable broth. I cook with vegetable broth instead of oil. I think I've mentioned it in a different video, but that way you can have these all in, then you can freeze them and just put them in a jar. So you can keep these little silicone things, and it's so convenient. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. You could freeze your herbs in them. You could freeze anything. Obviously, they don't have to be like this. Any ice cube tray would work, but it has been really nice to have things, again, in my freezer, single serving. And the other item are these silicone, what are they called, mats. And where have I been living? I've been living under a rock because these are amazing. They replace parchment paper, so you're not throwing parchment paper away, but these allow things to not stick, so you don't have to use oil, which is a great thing. So these go on your pan, and then they go in the oven, and they're brilliant. They're brilliant, they're so quick, they're so easy, they're easy to clean, and it has just been one of those things where I wish I had this my whole life. There you go. When I see a lot of these videos, they're always talking about products that you should buy, and I know I just mentioned a couple products, but honestly, you don't need fancy things to have in your kitchen. And one of the things that has been really helpful for me is using what I have. So for instance, if I have leftover oatmeal from breakfast, I will just put a plate over it and stick it in the fridge. You don't need special wraps or containers to be eco-friendly. You can literally use what you already have in your home. So just remember to get a little bit creative and find different ways and structures to have a more eco-friendly lifestyle on the go for you. It's gonna look different. You might have a huge family and single serving sizes are not gonna work. But for me and living alone, it's kind of the best way to have that. So please take things as you need them, and I hope you enjoyed this video. For now, don't forget to live sustainably and consciously, and I will see you in my next video. Guys, it's almost Earth Day. I'm excited. I don't know about you, but I start every morning with a cup of tea. Yes, I do. I thought it was empty. It was not empty.